Hey people, Idrid here, VV3 Faction War. This is Sentinel Beach and Orks versus the Ordo Malleus. For the blue Orky team, ZOXIN is a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that can shoot you, stab you and blow you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. This is the Death Skulls elite scheme, alongside Lothlar and a Warboss, a melee hero. We're walking through objects for regular offense, disruption and support from the front lines, and this is the Goths elite scheme. Round on for the blue Orks, rogue trader von Valancius, also known as Handsome Sodding, rocking a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets, and this is the Freebooters DLC. For the red Ordo Malleus, Bulbus with a Daemonhunter, a spellcaster with strong support and control, begins with a ranged weapon but can get melee loadouts. Saying hello to the Warboss there. Alongside double brother captains, this is Orudoboi, and we have the Whistler. These are durable heroes that walk through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and support, fighting in melee. Looks like all three Ordo Malleus players are using the Ordo Malleus scheme, so I'm going to get confused. This strike squad is pretty lucky. Still got 3 models. They might be able to get another attack. They get another attack and they're still going. 3 models are like 95 hit points. These sluggers are not going to get away. Stormtroopers in trouble as well. Losses on both sides very early on. This is towards the mid of the map. There's the contested VP in the north. The naturals are way down on the beach in the south. Warboss runs away. Brother Captain gets still in there, getting stuck in. But now also needs to run. Got mobbed by double sluggers. The strike squad here still backing off. I guess they came right back out of base again. So double strike squad for Bulbus. Has not replaced the Stormtroopers yet. Purgation on the way for Orudoboi. And operatives coming in for the Whistler in the south. Running off there. Stormtroopers I think are going to be okay. So is the strike squad down to a single model. Burners up on these sluggers. Mekboy got a big chunk of XP there. I guess he gunned down a bunch of stuff in the south. Starting to push back in the mid though is the Ordo Malleus. The strike squad are a pretty solid melee unit, especially early on. Sluggers will outnumber them though if there's a multiple on each player. 2 sluggers for Lothlar, 2 sluggers for ZOXIN. Some bashing on this natural power. There's that Purgation squad with an Incinerator. The Incinerator can suppress infantry, can also use the Purge Soul ability to slow down and damage over time like a single entity. Very useful against enemy heroes. Painboy on the way for Handsome Sodding. And they should be able, maybe even, to get all the way through onto this power. This natural power for the blue Ork team. The natural powers look pretty safe on this map, but we already saw the Orks get through to this. They're quite far back, but it's kind of open territory towards the power. So if you do get a good... If you win a good engagement, you should be able to flow through to the power quite easily. This is the Ordo Malleus taking back the natural VP. The natural VPs are very far back as well. That was energy burst on the Kommando. He is quite energy intensive, so that's a really nice usage of that on the strike squad. He can't sneak when that happens. He can't chuck his stun bomb. He runs away from the brother Captain. Warboss having a grand old time fighting this strike squad here. Daemonhunter's also getting shots in on the left of your screen. Needs to be careful, the old Warboss. He's got his cyborg implants, but he's got no energy for a stomp. He's also got angry bits and no energy for now I'm angry. Probably used both of them already. Daemonhunter with Ordo Malleus with Sundering, granting unit 20% damage resistance while cursing foes damaged in melee by the squad. That's why you saw the red debuff circle on that Warboss there. Not sure how much more melee damage it is. If I had to guess, it'll be 30%. That they take when they're sundered. Here's the Painboy. Sub-commander for Orks, can heal them over time. Also do some surgery later on, which is always fun. Usually it's used on the knob spot, the surgery. Daemonhunter trying to take the contested VP. Got the decap, I think he's going to grab it. The double strat squad move in to run interference. Some sluggers here though on retreat path with burners. No attempt to stun bomb there from the Kommando. Aiming what's that? There we go. Used aiming what's that to set up the stun bomb. Stuns both of those fellas. That was nicely done. The sluggers instead go into the back lines of these stormtroopers here. These are Orudoboi stormtroopers, and they are going to wipe. Indeed they do. We are the hammer was on them, but that wasn't enough to save them from the wrath of those sluggers. These guys drop a model and run. This strat squad still running interference. Full models. The sluggers, I think, are going to be okay here. 2 models and running away. Interesting engagement. A split engagement there from ZOXIN. I thought it was just going to pile in on a double strat squad, especially when they got that good stun bomb. Warboss comes to have a look. Meanwhile, the Orks have taken this natural VP again. Operatives in play now. These guys can chuck an incendiary grenade, but they need the upgrade for that. For now, they can chuck a stun bomb, smoke bomb, I believe, without an upgrade. Lots of DACA on the stormtroopers. The strat squad getting very low. Painboy's in there. Painboy also has a damage of a time melee weapon. It's piercing damage of a time, though, I believe. This guy's alright. 22 hit points. They are okay. Purgation suppress the sluggers, but Painboy gets in. Gets a good special. Now the sluggers chasing down the operatives still don't have their fallback plan, so they can't break that retreat. Meanwhile, back to the north. Daemonhunter decaps this wreck point. I'm not sure what this wreck point is doing here. Is it meant to be contested? It's slightly natural to the east side, but I guess it's only very, very slightly. That's like a technicality. It's still contested, I suppose. Daemonhunter gets away. He's almost level 2. What about the brother captains? Level 2 here with the Nemesis Force Sword. And level 1, the Whistler No War Gear. Double buffed sluggers with user choppers and Ardboys from the Warboss's global bar. They're getting very low though. There's 3 strat squad here. They're going to wipe, I think. Yes, they are. Okay, here comes a big old stomp. 494 to 369. Lothlar is down to just Shooter Boys. Goes tier 2. Weird Boy on the way for ZOXIN. Tier 2's all round. Bulbus already there. Never did replace his stormtroopers, I don't think. I believe all of the strat squads are upgraded with their tomes. No, these guys aren't. No tomes for those fellas. It also gives them more hit points, doesn't it? Is it 10%? Yeah, 10% more hit points and some health regen out of combat. It's handy. Orks controlling 2-to-1 cap at the moment. Contested power in the south being burned down. What is this? Some sneaky shooters have got through. Decapping a fully matured wreck point here. Up to plus 15, which is maximum for a 3v3 map. Not sure if they're going to get the decap though. Back to the north, kicking off. Old Daemonhunter's gone melee mode with his Force Glaive. He can ignite the air around him with his Psychic Might and burn stuff and knock it down. It's pretty cool. It's also a pretty powerful power melee weapon in its own right. Over 70 DPS. I think that's the same DPS as the Librarian Staff, isn't it? Sluggers wipe with a sync kill. And that was the Nob leader, so they were fully upgraded, I think. Shooter Boys, 2 hit points. If he kept chasing, might be able to finish him off there. Here's that Weird Boy, already has the Warp Head. And ZOXIN does still have some sluggers. Here's the Foot of Gork. Doesn't actually hit the Daemonhunter. Did hit the brother captain, though. That thing can be so painful. In the south, the Mekboy's fallen over. He's level 2. Can these guys get onto that power? Because I don't think they have yet. No, Warboss shows up with his very scary Power Claw. Terminator Librarian's on the way for Bulbus and for Orudoboi. Gonna try and get a revive. Under fire from a Psy Cannon. Oh, the Psys are charging down. Angry Bits gives them a whole bunch of health regen and a damage bonus. 35% damage bonus. It's huge. Absolutely huge. Oh, hey, Death Dread. Been a while since we saw a Death Dread with burners and bits already in. Gonna get onto that natural power pretty quickly, it looks like. Some DACA. There was a Warp Vomit in there. You've got to get a full bash, surely. Here's a Terminator Librarian for Orudoboi. Does he want to engage here, though, with the Death Dread? Or the Purgation here? The Purgation are here. They've got the Psy Cannon. Good damage to all targets. Opening up there on the Death Dread. Typically, you want big bursts of damage, though, against a vehicle. The Psy Cannon's more of a steady damage output. Doing well here, though. The reason you want a big burst of damage is because vehicles, often when they see an anti-vehicle weapon, will try to leave and run. So you don't have much time to shoot it, and you want all of your damage delivered in one big shot rather than a steady amount of damage from the side cannon. But it's doing well here. The Death Dread stayed in its range for a while, bashing power. Now it's left the range though. Triple cap here for the Orks. Lothlar might be looking for a quick tier 3. He's floating requisition like crazy. There's no power to buy. I guess he could node this up maybe. Orudoboi looking for a decap. Going to be fired upon. Triple cap still going. There's that Terminator Librarian's got a bit of XP. Bulbus has one now as well. Oh, he lost Strike Squad up here somewhere. War Banner as well. Weird Boy's going to have a look at the Librarian, is he? There's that Ignite, but it misses the Warboss, who's on reviving duty at the moment. There we go. Kommando gets up and runs away. No war gear for this fella yet. Here's the big stomp. Animation was a bit weird because he did it in the middle of a special attack animation. Goes straight after the Daemonhunter. Gives himself use your choppers. I don't think that's a good usage of it because he's going to lose the Warboss here. Didn't get a kill. Down he goes. We're trying to get the finish of the Daemonhunter, but that was very, very optimistic. What's going on in the south? It's a Grey Knight Dreadnought. We also have a Vindicator Assassin. Sniper unit. Super long range burst damage. Can also damage vehicles. Librarian's in a bit of trouble. 469 to 204. Beamy Death Gun here to try and shoot the Dreadnought down. Some friendly fire, of course, from the Weird Boy. Well, we got some Crusaders up for Bulbus. They should do well against the Sluggers of ZOXIN. But the captain gets in, then runs away. Yeah, the Block Vomit is such an engagement winner if you can hit it right. This guy's not quite able to shoot the Dreadnought, which needs to back away here. Might be able to get one shot. He could teleport forward while still being set up. There we go. You gonna shoot there, bud? There we go. It looked like he did a shoot animation when he teleported in, but didn't do anything, which was a bit odd. Warboss is down in the north still. 438 to 204 on the VPs. More beamy shots going in. Gonna see a revive here from the Kommando. Looks like he's got his fancy shotgun in. Any tier 3s yet? Yes, ZOXIN is in tier 3 and it's triple tank busters from Lothlar. Gonna be bad news for this Dreadnought pretty soon, I think. Weird Boy getting hits on the Stormtroopers. There's some flash kits in play with blasters up. Very good against heavier types of infantry. Warboss, I'm not sure if he knows he's back on his feet. The Death Dread just got destroyed somewhere. I don't even know where it was. Maybe we'll see the remains of it. Crusaders backing away. Oh, there it goes. It was there. Side Cannon must have got it. Also, the Vindicator Assassin with Turbo Penetrator rounds must have got it. 422 to 186. Massive VP lead for these Orks. That seemed like a decent hit on the brother captain. North has turned blue for the Orks again. And the Ordo Malleus got decapped for VP here. There's tier 3 for Bulbus. All the Orks in or going tier 3. It's a decent retreat they got on them though. Can they push through and finally get onto this power? Sycan has done well so far. Terminator Librarian can support them with Sanctuary and knock Orks away. Here come those Crusaders. These guys gain power as they drop models. They've got the Acolyte queued up for tier 3. Makes their Battle Frenzy better, which is an ability they can activate to get some health regen and damage resistance, I believe. Right, the captain's level 6. Done well with his fancy 4 sword, isn't he? How's the Daemonhunter doing? Level 4. 2v1 here against ZOXIN, just backing off. Did not try to stun bomb, or maybe he did. He's missing some energy, that's for sure. The red Ordo Malleus team starting to get some mid-map authority here. Even got a decap on this wreck point. They're going to get the VP. They're trying to get that contested wreck point as well. Got some Gretchens in the field. You can barely see them against this background. And these are the repair crew Gretchens. Although there's no Orky vehicles on the map, maybe that points to Lothlar wanted to get a looted tank or something, but at the moment he's getting a Nob Squad. There's that Sanctuary. Some good area denial can really help you retreat safely. Terminator Librarian's in a bad spot. Warboss almost took him down with a swipe from the power claw, but he still gets done. Some ranged firepower took him out. And these Strike Squad fellas are in a really bad place. 405 to 120 on the VPs. Vindicator Assassin is in there. He's a little bit close for my liking. Looks like we have the Might of Titan buff active on the Librarian. That was that purple buff circle you saw on those guys there. Increases their melee damage. I think it increases speed as well, or damage resistance maybe. It's kind of like the Weird Boys Warpath. I wonder if it's exactly the same actually. I think it increases melee damage instead though. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought's in. Still doesn't have the sound effect. Dang it. Hope they can add that one day. Seems very odd when it just silently fires like that. 382 to 120 on the VPs. Alien Fiends indeed. Might be a big fight brewing here in the north. We got 2 squads of Flashgits and that's what they can do. Weird Boy's shot knocked him down. Flashgits messed him up and there's a foot of Gork in there as well. Warp Vomit messing up the Strat Squad fellas. Nob Squad on the prowl. They've got power melee, huge axes in. Stun bomb chucked in there. They're all stun friendlies. Gets the Crusaders out of there. Still friendly fire from the Weird Boy, of course. 369 to 120 on the VPs. Looks like the Orks are going to hold this contested, but can they get their natural back? Stormtroopers are harassing it against these shooter boys. Looks like they're doing okay though. It's only light cover. We should be able to get that VP back. Brother Captain fighting a Nob Squad now have their U-Jammers. And Grey Knight Terminators on the way for Orudoboi. So there's 2 Nob Squads, 2 Flashgits, and triple Tank Busters still. Level 5 Daemonhunter in on the Weird Boy. And big damage per swing, as you can see there. Flashgits shooting him up, but they're much more effective against groups of infantry because of the area of effect weapons they have. 344 to 120 on the VPs. Now they can turn their shots towards this level 3 Strike Squad. Looks like they're only hitting one of the models though. There we go. Got some better shots there, but I think they're going to take down the Kommando. Tried to shotgun blast them with high explosive shells, I think. But they did not care. And the Crusaders scare off the Flashgits, actually getting a kill. Couple of kills. Sluggers now meet them. And there's the Psychic Fortress cast on them. Global ability of the Daemonhunter, which slows down and drains the energy of surrounding squads. And they've done great work with it there. ZOXIN's got loads of red, so he could see a rocks on the VP. So does Handsome Sodding. Warboss alongside his Nobs. In fact, 2 Nob Squads here for Lothlar. But the Captain wants to have a go. These guys are busy bashing power with their headbutts. 274 to 120. They're just ignoring the Brother Captain. Where are the Grey Knight Terminators? Oh, they got messed up. They're back at base. Fair enough. Warboss levels. He's got use your choppers on himself. So much stuff here, they can't even all get onto the Brother Captain. Now the Terminator Librarian helping out. Here come more Grey Knight Terminators. These are Bulbuses. And the Whistler's got Paladins somewhere as well. Big fight in the mid. There's Might of Titan in there. 250 to 120 on the VPs. Big old stun. Grenade chucked in there from the Stormtroopers that are up top. Are this Nob Squad gonna wipe? They do wipe. You just saw the telekinesis there from the Grey Knight Terminators. Another Warp Vomit comes in. Stick bombs. Now some stun bombs, but they dodged it. Massive mob of Ordo Malleus melee stuff here. Here comes another Nob squad from ZOXIN. Looks like the Orks want to meet them in melee. Of course they do. Sluggers decapping this power point. Orks a bit rattled after that. A little bit depleted. This flash kit squad trying to stay the hell away from this melee here. 2-1 is still a 2-1 for the Orks. There's a big high explosive shell shot there from the Kommando level 4. Then he runs. Can he get away? Paladins are in there. Here's the Paladins unique to the brother captain. Rocks dropped. I don't think it did too much. Made these guys run, this level 4 strat squad run. Look at them piling through the mid the Ordo Malleus. All the way up near the bases of the Orks. Creating some space for everything else to cap, I guess. Stuns going in from the stick bombers. Warboss also got stunned though. And there's use your choppers on the Nob squad now. Generally a much better usage of it than just putting it on your Warboss, I think. Especially when they're fully upgraded Nob squad like this. Sanctuary doing some good work though. 250 to 86. Telekinesis lifting some stuff up. Oh, lifted up the Warboss as well there. I thought it only affected one squad. They're still going, these fellas. They're really far forward. These Grey Knight Terminators cannot retreat. They have to teleport back. But they can only teleport so far. And so often. Just saw the Inferno knocking stuff down there from the Daemonhunter. Got the Crusaders in here too. More stuns, of course, from the big old stomp. Okay, Grey Knight Terminators teleport out. Crusaders are still here. There's the Psychic Fortress again. Such a good ability slowing down this Nob squad. I mean, they don't have any energy to use, but just slowing them down is pretty great. Daemonhunter may not get away. Down he goes. Warboss grabs him. Tosses him aside. 238 to 77. Orks done a great job on these southern VPs, haven't they? Here come Grey Knight Terminators for the Whistler. So he's going to have Paladins and Terminators. Mekboy just healed up these sluggers here. And really turned the fight for you. Such a strong heal over time. Level 3 strat squad getting dealt with. And the sluggers dropped a couple of models. Here come the Paladins with wrist-mounted Incinerator. Slugger's not a fan. Need to run, actually. 238 to 71, kicking off on a northern VP. Decapped by flash kits. Warboss trying to get in, but there's a big old sanctuary in the way. He's not happy. Level 6. Some tank buster barraging. Top squad are getting very low over here. Maybe we'll see a Orudoboi. Terminator Librarian runs away. Terminators teleport out. And the Nob squad runs. Level 3 that Nob squad now. But the captain does not make it. I feel like you should get more red from heroes as they level up. Still only get 30 from that level 8 brother captain. Stuns on those Grey Knight Terminators. Psy cannons wrist mounted on these fellas. Can the Nob squad stand up to this? There's a sanctuary. Oh, there's super tough beam on the Nob squad from the Mekboy. Give them huge buffs. Another Nob squad coming in top of your screen. Mekboy still in play, but now needs to run. He's got his... Oh, his lip's gone down. He's got his big shooter in now. Flash gets in the garrison. Might get roasted by the Paladins. In fact, they do get out. It's a nasty mob of stuff, isn't it, for the Ordo Malleus? Got Crusaders, multiple Terminators, Paladins in there. But no, like, warding staff or bulwark or anything from the brother captains, I don't think. Whistler's got no war gear whatsoever. That brother captain's still down. Those guys have not chased all the way through this time. In fact, they're using their teleport offensively to get onto the Kommando. Down he goes. Got some orbital bombardment action. Missed all the Orks. Got these fellas. Who is that from? Not sure. They've all got tons of red. 1-to-1 cap. Only 5 VPs remaining for the Ordo Malleus They've got really powerful fighting force, but is it mobile enough to contest all these VPs? The Grey Knight Dreadnought is in. He's gone melee mode for these big old melee brawls that we're seeing. Paladins just use their onslaught thing. Can they get out though? Emperor's Fist allows them to teleport out. The flash kits should be targeting the Terminators. I think they are. They won't do much against the Dreadnought. More flash kits over there. Nob squad holding their own. No more Warboss buffs, eh? Maybe they're all on cooldown. Level 7 Warboss. I think getting a trophy rack would be pretty good in these big fights. Just keeping the angry bits for now. 173 to 5. Double cap here for the Ordo Malleus. There's a big stomp. Big stomp is great for the big fights. These are a power melee Nob squad here. Those power melee headbutts that they have. Can these guys get away? There's a Rift Tear from the Daemonhunter, and there's the Telekinesis helping them to escape. Oh, it's not a Rift Tear, it's a full-on Tempest from the Armor of Damnation. Still in there are the Nobs, but they're getting outnumbered now. Need to run, especially that Dreadnought joining the fray. That was a shrewd choice, I think, from Orudoboi. Still a 2-1 for the Ordo Malleus. Can they hold on to 5 VPs? It's going to be very difficult, especially with Ansem Sothing now contesting this VP. Just need to cap this for 5 seconds and keep a 2-1. Are these guys going for the other natural? I think they are. They recognize the threat. They're going for the Orks natural, I think. But let's keep on this one for now. They're going to get it. Stun bombs to hit those stormtroopers. Something is on the Orks natural now. Paladins teleporting in. There's the cap. 2-1 for the Orks. They're trying to decap here. And they did. On 1 VP, they got the decap. Here comes a Land Raider Crusader now for Bulbus. There's 5 Nob squads on the field and 3 flash kits, I think. ZOXIN says GG. Not quite yet. Single cap for the Ordo Malleus. They've also taken... Yeah, there's the double. They've taken North. Nob squad trying to cap it back, pop in their frenzy, but now they want to fight stuff. Some tank buster barrage in. Orky headbutts on the Dreadnought. That is a Canticle of Absolution global ability of the Brother Captain you're seeing here. This purple stuff giving health and energy regen to allies. Pretty good. 1-1-2 to 1 on the VPs. 2 Land Raider Crusaders on the way now. Orks with user choppers need to turn around and hit these Terminators. They're still chasing that Librarian. Here comes an orbital. 2 orbitals, I think, is it? No, I think it was just 1. I thought I saw more than 3 beams for a second. Ordo Malleus on this VP again. They're going to get rocked. But they got the cap. Double for the Ordo Malleus. Can they pull this off on 1 VP? Seen some awesome big melee fights. Warboss now goes after this Brother Captain. How small the Brother Captain looks compared to the Warboss. Almost level 10, this fella. With the Unending Purge. This guy still has no war gear. That's crazy with the big melee fights we've seen. They made a big difference with some of his war gear, but I guess he's saved it for other things. Some death over there. That was a strike squad, I think. 71 to 1 on the VPs. Some Terminators teleporting in, but they've got a hell of a fight on their hands. Stormtroopers getting exploded. There's that Telekinesis. I guess it does lift things in an area that you don't target a particular squad with it. That's pretty cool. Kind of like the anti-grav grenade. If anything, it seems to have a bigger area than that. So the Mekboy is trying to cap. Here's the Land Raider Crusader with Sire Cannon, Hurricane Bolters, and a Multi-Melter. And reinforce off this thing, but you can't retreat back to it, so it's parking itself on this VP. Looks like one of the Ork heroes are going for the Ordo Malleus. Is natural. There's the 2-1 for the Orks, and that gets it. That gets it. Yeah, the Warboss was trying to get this, but they had the contested, which was just a wasteland of death at the moment. and they had this, their own natural, and they get the victory. What the hell was this over here? Was he trying to get vision for an orbital on base, maybe? Hell of a game. Level 7 Kommando. A level 7 Warboss. Level 5 Mekboy did have the Mega Rumbler at the end. I probably missed him using it. Level 9 Daemonhunter did well with his glaive. Level 10 Brother Captain. And a level 5 Brother Captain, no war gear. Well, there you have it, guys. Big thanks for these players for duking it out in a faction war. And big thanks to you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.